So, what if I told you the secret to learning a language like Mandarin wasn't buried in some textbook, but in a subject you probably mastered back in elementary school? Today, we're going to explore this really cool shortcut that uses a universal language you already speak fluently. Let's jump right in.
You know, we're always told that learning a new language means like mountains of flashcards and memorizing all these complex grammar rules. But what if there's a powerful shortcut, a universal key that unlocks the logic of a language like Mandarin, and it's something you already have? Okay, so first up, a universal language. The whole idea here is super simple. We're going to use a system you're already an expert in as a bridge to learn something totally new.
And that system? Well, it's math. I mean, think about it. The logic of numbers is exactly the same no matter where you are in the world. 2 plus 2 is always going to equal 4. This shared, rock-solid foundation, it's the perfect place to start building your Mandarin skills.
So let's actually put this theory to the test. Let's play a little game here in Section 2, the Mandarin math game. You're about to see just how intuitive this really is with a quick example.
All right, here's a problem you probably solved before I even finished talking. 12 plus 8. Your brain it instantly knows the answer is 20, right? Okay, hold that thought. Now let's look at the exact same problem, but in Mandarin.
And here it is. This is the magic. Just look at how logical this is. Each part of that math equation has a direct one-to-one counterpart in Mandarin. You've got sure for 12, jia for plus, ba for 8. You see? There's no tricky grammar to figure out. It's just a simple swap. The structure is totally identical.
So here's why that's such a game changer. When you see or hear this phrase, your brain doesn't have to get all tangled up in translation. It can just recognize the mathematical pattern. You already know the structure, which means you're already halfway to understanding the question.
And hey, this doesn't just work for addition. Let's try multiplication. The problem is 15 times 3. The Mandarin phrase is 15乘3等于. See that? The underlying pattern holds up perfectly. If you know the math, you can decode the language. It's that simple.
Okay, so a simple game is one thing, but how does this actually apply to, real life? Well, that brings us to Section 3, from game to reality. Let's set the scene. Picture this. You're in a super busy market in Beijing. It's noisy, there are people everywhere, and you're trying to buy something. This is where language skills really get put to the test.
You pick up an item you really like. You check out the price tag. It says 150 yuan. Okay, so far so good.
But then you spot a sign hanging over the stall. Now, you might not be able to read all the characters, but you absolutely recognize this one, 20% off. And instantly, your brain just switches into math mode.
And this is where it all clicks into place. That calculation, 150 minus 20%, it's a universal concept. You can figure out the final price without having to ask in perfect Mandarin. And just like that, you've successfully navigated a real-world transaction, all by using the power of math.
But this idea of numerical fluency, well, it goes way beyond just casual shopping. As we're about to see in Section 4, it's all about the power of numbers, especially when the stakes get a whole lot higher.
In a business setting, numbers are everything. They're the bedrock of pretty much every conversation. I mean, just think about it. You're calculating costs, you're negotiating deals, you're setting budgets. In that kind of environment, being able to understand and use numbers accurately isn't just helpful, it's absolutely critical. It shows that you're a serious, competent partner.
And this really gets to the heart of it. As one of our sources points out so well, it's not just about getting the math right. It's about the confidence that comes from knowing you can handle these crucial moments. It really gives you a psychological edge.
Which brings us to our final section, your new superpower. Because what you've unlocked here today is so much bigger than just a cool party trick with math.
I mean, think about the journey we just took. We went from a really simple addition problem to a real-world shopping trip, and then all the way to a high-stakes business negotiation. And what was the constant through it all? It was math, acting as this reliable, logical bridge that leads you to understanding and, most importantly, confident communication.
So, there you have it. Your first lesson is over, and you've already seen how a skill you've had for years can unlock a brand new world. The only question left is, what are you going to calculate next?